It always comes to this. More nice shit. Hello there guys, back on doing another tattoo progress update today. Where I last left off, I had showed off the back of the head red that Terry and I did. Some on the sides too, in between the caption on each, or not caption, but the script on each, I guess it's kind of a caption, each side of my head. So that's still healing. It's actually only been 2 days. I'm doing an update sooner than I thought I would be. I wasn't supposed to get tattooed by Alex this week. I was supposed to get tattooed by her next week, but she had a cancellation, and she is currently only with us for a few weekends, and then she's basically done tattooing for now anyway. I'm sure she won't be done forever, but I've spoken about that quite a bit, so I'm not going to talk about that too crazy much this time. She had an appointment booked with a guy, and he short notice canceled. He didn't no-show, but it was very short notice. So she was going to be in town anyway, so I decided, you know, you may as well tattoo me, and we'll get that done early, and then maybe we can try and book something for her next one, theoretically. But I will tell you that that is a snapshot of why she's leaving the industry, and people can say boo-hoo for you all they want, or woe is me, but there has been an astounding amount of that these days. And I remember years ago, it was a common thought that tattooers were very flaky, and they were hard to deal with, and it was oftentimes, I had it happen to me that I would get no-showed by my artist, or, you know, I worked with guys that would just, you know, fuck around the entire time, or take too many smoke breaks, or whatever the fuck. It was always just kind of common knowledge that tattooers were like that. These days it's becoming more and more the reverse, and it seems to me like the clients are flakier than the artists. And I've lived long enough to see the change in this industry, and I don't know if it's just because there's so many tattooers now that you can be as choosy as you want to be with them. But it used to be the case that you only had 1 or 2 good artists in your entire fucking city. So if you pissed one of them off, then you were fucked. So you kind of had some respect for it. Now, where there's a overwhelming amount of tattooers everywhere, and everyone has time all the time, or at least a lot of the tattooers do, I feel like it's not appreciated or cared about at all. And the overall quality that you get with a tattooer in terms of their bedside manner is so much better than it once was. I see it, I work with it. These guys go way above and beyond what they used to, and they don't get the same in return. And I think that's human relationships in general. It's like the cliche of like the good girl goes for the bad boy, or the nice guy always gets cheated on by the bad girl, or whatever. Like those kinds of ideas, right? Like it's that, but in a professional level, I guess. It's like the more you do for someone, the less you get in return. I've told the story about the woman who had the tribal black tattoo on her neck that we covered up with the white and black on black for her, and she was so ungrateful and just kind of spiteful the entire time. And we did it for very little cost to her, and she of course didn't tip, and it was almost impossible to get her in for a touch-up and a healed photo. It always seems to be the case that the more you do for someone, the less they will appreciate it. And that's just a thing in life in general, but not the least of which has been the case in the tattoo industry. And I work with several artists that go above and beyond, and they get less in return every time. With that said, something cool that did happen at the shop today was one of the guys that found the shop through my YouTube was getting tattooed in here at the same time I was, and it was kind of a cool moment for him and he got to see some of the work being done on me. I've had some people ask if I've ever done lives or kind of like interactive tattoo sessions, and I actually did a few of those back in 2019, but people got bored after the first few minutes, as I would expect. And I would imagine that if the overall attention span is even worse than it was then, and I know it is based on my own insights, I would imagine that would be interesting to people online for about 3.5 seconds before they would check out. What happens is you have an initial boom of people watching. You have a shit ton of people viewing for a little while, and then they ask a few dumb questions, and then they fuck off. And then you sit there, and a few people come in and out over the next couple hours, and it's overall just not that interesting. And I don't really blame people either. I wouldn't want to watch someone get tattooed for 5 or 6 hours either. But it was a cool moment that he got to see, oh yeah, look, Remy's getting tattooed. He took a little video of it and whatever the fuck. He was getting some second pass yellow on black done, and some red and stuff, some orange. They're doing a big chrysanthemum. I think that's how you say it. I always fuck that word up. Chrysanthemum. It's hard for me to say that word. It's hard for a lot of people to say that word. He's getting a bunch of them on his blackout sleeve that Terry and him have been working on for a while. And meanwhile, I'm getting tattooed by Alex. So we do those projects multiple times a week now. We've got people coming to the shop from all over the world. We just had a phone consult the other day with a guy from Seattle. And so it's there's no shortage of those kinds of projects. And honest to God, I mean to share more of them than I do, but we're doing them all the time here. So I was just consulting with another guy today about taking over a project for an artist that started it and abandoned it, and now she's not even responding to his messages anymore. So they were working on some color on black, but she kind of just gave up on it. So now he's just decided that he's got to fucking fly out to us and have us finish it for him and do it right. She was apprehensive the entire time, and so it's not really surprising to him that this has happened, but she's left him hanging, and now it's on us to fucking finish him. Whenever I book a project like this, I personally apologize to anyone involved in it, because I don't think that we should have to have people flying in from all over the world to do this, but we will do it for you if we need to, because it is a service that someone should fucking offer. So while I'm sorry, I'm also more than happy to do this for people at this shop. So we have several artists capable of doing it. And again, anyone capable of packing color does have that ability, whether they know it or care. I think today alone, we had 4 fucking consults for cover-ups and reworks. That's 50 to 75% of the work that's done at this shop. So I can't imagine being in an economy or a community right now of tattooers that are complaining they have no work and fucking actively turning it away. But if you're doing that, you're a goddamn bonehead. With all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and show off the finishing touches / details that Alex did on my Mindflayer tattoo today. And while I'm down there, I'll show off some more of how my leg tattoos are holding up now, since it's been a little while since I've showed them. So full disclosure, he's a little bloodier than I expected him to be. I haven't washed it yet. I had a blue wrap on it, blue medical bandage, like a puppy pad. That's what I do with all of my tattoos, just for the first few hours. But it's been probably 5 or 6 hours since this was done. It was only about 2 hours. Most of the color was completely left untouched. Some high points and some of the kind of brighter pinks were done. But most of it is still second pass color. And you can see all the little white dots. It'll look better when it's not bloody, so the next time I show it off. But I will be working on my leg again soon, so I'll have time to do that then. There are some high points in the green that are actually barely noticeable, but they'll be more noticeable when they're healed. There's some kind of yellowy tones in there now. And that green is staying very bright anyway, so it didn't make a huge difference. It's just subtle things. Third pass is mainly for details and highlights and finishing touches. So Yeah, a little bit gruesome, bloody here, but it's done bleeding. It's all just dried blood, so nothing crazy. Yeah, just a lot of little white dots and kind of high points. So otherwise, yeah, same Mindflayer, just a little bit nicer. While I'm here, I'll show off how the dog portrait is holding up on 2 passes. So that's been a couple months now since that was done again, and hasn't changed. If anything, it looks nicer than it did. No fucking surprise there by now if you've been paying attention, I'm sure. So eventually I'm going to get in and do details and highlights on him as well, but that'll be maybe a month or so from now. And then of course Mr. Hanky is looking nice and brown there, so a little bit dry, but you know, doing his thing. The next one I'm going to be working on again is going to be this Mimic with Ashlyn, and he actually is a little bit thin, but that's expected. He's 1 pass and he's a couple months old, so again, a little bit dry. Should have maybe lotioned these guys before the video, but what can you do? Still nice and in there, but you can tell he's only been done once, and he's getting a little thin looking. So the second pass will go a long way with this guy. And again, Ashlyn specifically tried to just do a thin pass for the first one because she did have that experience with my Nosferatu tattoo that was pretty banged up. So the main goal was not to do a lot of damage this time, so we can get back at it again and buff it up. But looking pretty good otherwise. And then we have the healed and settled second pass on the little pumpkin alien here my wife did earlier this year. So eventually that guy will have a third pass and highlights as well. But he's holding in there like a champ. So, and then on the other leg, we have the healed knee guy. And I don't think I've showed how he healed. The knee healed a lot better this time. So very, very positive second pass. Of course, the bat is holding up great. No surprise there. Candy cane, which is nearly a year without being touched now. And yeah, just a little dry, but otherwise completely as you seen it last time. What a fucking shock, eh? Tell that to the tattooer who said this should have been gone by now. Done by a fucking brand new apprentice, by the way. And then the Nosferatu himself that I talked about earlier. See if I can show him off. That's almost all just 1 pass. And if anything, it's getting brighter with time, not darker. So we will get into this guy again for the full second pass again sometime this year. So yeah, as I said last time, and every other time probably, whenever I have a leg tattoo update, I'll just kind of skim over them all. Just because when I do these vlogs, it's not so easy to immediately show you guys my legs without adjusting everything. And they're just not going to be talking at the camera the way my ugly mug is. So, for example, I'm not showing you guys my face tattoos every fucking week because I love them so much and I want you to see them. That's just where the noises come from. So, obviously, I'm not going to be speaking with my legs out or my back out. And so, there's probably people wondering how those things are holding up. So, I'm doing my part to show it off. With that said, the other session I have with this week with Rick is mostly peeled now, and we've changed the color scheme of this thing 3 times in even just the last few months, so I'm not expecting people to be super interested in it, but I do think that we have a good balance of contrasting tones in there now, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I think we're approaching the end zone with this as well. Maybe just a quick skim through the colors that were done this time. But otherwise, that's pretty good. And I have yet another session coming up in 2 days. So the pace is pretty brisk. That'll be 4 sessions again in a calendar week. So, and an otherwise very busy week. So yeah, I'm going home after I'm done here, and I'm gonna have a nice meal and get right to bed. Anyway, I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day.